Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Melbourne vs Carlton Amy Series Community Series game, going through how some players went, their specific roles and how I think they're going to really sort of perform, what we sort of thought in pre-season, etc., and if that's sort of been confirmed by these type of games. But anyway, before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, the number one thing that stands out is Gawn 130 on 74% time on ground. That is still about 10% lower than we sort of expect him to sit. I sort of expect him to sit between 82 and 85, I would say. Yes, he did go 85% last year with the dual ruck of him and at most times Grundy, but he did have the injury game as well, so it was probably around that 87, 88% when he actually had when he actually played out games completely and wasn't injured. So I'm sort of expecting maybe a little bit more conservative with Grundy, just by like 3 or 4%. May get subbed out of games in blowouts just because he is the key player. And they don't really have a necessary backup ruck. It's more Van Rooyen rather than and in their twos, I don't think they have necessarily the greatest backup ruck like they did last year with Grundy. So they may be a little bit conservative with Gawn, but Gawn's still going to go nuts. A 130 was pretty good, obviously. 24 touches, 30 hit outs. Yeah, he just did his thing, and that's sort of what we're not obviously going to expect a 130 from him each week, but I would expect a 105 to 110 at the way he's going at this point. The metrics just stand up when he's a solo ruck. He just goes crazy, and this is one of those times. So yeah, across both formats, he is great. I think he put up something like a 188 or 190 in Supercoach for those people out there. So yeah, he was great. Tom Sparrow, 113. I did look at him quickly for AFL Fantasy, but 67 or something like that. And I kind of want to actually look at Gawn and just see, because I did put this out to the Bitney on Twitter about Gawn's ownership, etc., and we want to like running almost, and I know that this does update, but we want almost a running clock of what's happening. 38% adjusted and 26.53, then a 42% almost adjusted and a 29.15, and now it's up to 32% owned by officially, and a 46.5% adjusted. This is going to skyrocket, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see that was actually a cool way to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him hit around here, I'd say. You sort of see that line sort of progresses. I wouldn't be surprised to see him hit here, especially if Sherry has I know that it's not a direct competition, but especially if Cherry has a really poor game in their community series, and both Gawn and Grundy go nuts in the considering also people are going to jump off Grundy because of his 51 or whatever, even though if you make adjustments to time on ground and ruck contest, he is roughly actually scored a 90, so it actually wouldn't be too bad. So there's that. I think a lot of people will jump off him and just go with the Gawn Sherry route. So I think that's also going to combine to see Gawn just go crazy up. And now I want to just see Sparrow. I don't think there will be as much hype around him. Still a lot of hype because he went nuts, and that's how preseason worked for a lot of casual fans. But you got Clayton Oliver returning, so there is that big. Yep, you can see it here. Oh damn it! Didn't mean that. Double click. Is it double click? How do I zoom back out? Let's just see. Oh my. How do I? Let's just retype that maybe or something. Let's just go like that and then back in and then go Sparrow this way. You can see the way that Sparrow is trending. I wouldn't be surprised to see him trend up towards that sort of 2%, but I think some people are realizing that Sparrow is just because of Clayton Oliver playing in the twos, so that's the reason for that. Harry Mackay, 106, he's a key forward, so I don't really see it, to be honest with you. Maybe when he plays up against an easy side like a West Coast, if he has a run like that, which I don't know if he does have. Let's check Zach Williams to understand this. Does he have a run? Maybe in the last couple of weeks you can do it. Hawks, West Coast, St Kilda. Maybe you can do it there, but it doesn't have a direct run of West Coast, North, etc. That's actually could be a decent run with no keys at the moment for Hawks, but they should have keys back by the key defenders back by the time that round 22 rolls around, so I wouldn't be looking too much into that. Anyway, Salem, I'm pretty sure ran through the midfield. I need to check up on that again, but 9 tackles for a 103. I think his ownership's going to skyrocket, but I'm a little bit hesitant with him and Bo Sparrow because of the role of potentially the likes of Clayton Oliver. You can see this spike again as well, up to 1.97% from a 0.68 up to a 2.85% actually ownership adjusted. So we'll run with that for the next little bit, the ownership adjusted statistic. So yeah, he's definitely going up, but it's just a pure reaction. Doherty did all right. Hewitt did his thing. Non-disposal points for Hewitt are huge. He ended up with 40 non-disposal points. Would like to see a better kick-to-handball ratio. Gets another 5 kicks, and that's almost a ton. Gets another 6, and it is a ton. Blake Acres, 92, 1 goal, 1. 7 marks, 4 tackles, did all right. Adam Saad did all right with an 87. Neil Bullen as well, an 87. I need to see the midfield splits again for them, but I didn't think Neil Bullen would have that much of an influence. Kemp, 82. Billings, 81, 1 goal, 1. I thought he could have actually damaged the game a lot more, but I'm interested to see his round 0 score as an 85. May get me tempted in that area there. It just sort of depends on what I do with how Cam McKenzie goes and what his role is, depending if he can get best 22, because if he doesn't get best 22, I may jump on to Jack Billings and away from the likes of a Nat Fyfe, as Jack Billings could go 80-85 pretty consistently, and I don't think he's a sub-risk. Rivers did all right. Christian Petrarca he went in first gear. He almost went in neutral gear. It was that plain sailing for him. Cripps 76 again, sort of similar to a lot of these guys. They're just getting through, getting the time on ground, getting the Ks under the legs. Shearer very similar again. Piggott won't be there. 1 goal 4 is a little bit disgusting, but won't be there round 1, so he's no relevance in fantasy because misses round 0, I believe, against the Swans. So maybe that actually has an influence on the way that the Swans line up, because they may have to go with another player who may be slightly taller, and if they go slightly taller, that could limit Roberts coming into the side, as the Swans should go with 3 talls. Langdon, Viney again, similar to Track, just in neutral first gear. De Koning, Van Rooyen, 64, he looked really good and will be the key forward. Lever, 63, he did all right, just running around, to be honest with you. Ollie Holland, 62, Bowie, McGovern, Shaki looked all right as well, so he looks to be good for round 0 as well. So you've got 2 keys there. So this is what I was talking about. Even though people are like, oh, you got tools, you got this, you got that. It'd be interesting to see, because I wouldn't put him on him, but you could potentially see a Rampy go to like a Fritsch or something like that, as he is. How tall is Bailey Fritsch? Let's actually look that. Bailey Fritsch. How tall is he? He is 188. So yeah, you may actually see Dane Rampy go to a Bailey Fritsch. You could see that. I don't know if it will exactly be like that. But Melbourne could easily just go with Bailey Fritsch as the third sort of tall, medium guy. And the Swans may run a Robbie Fox or a Rampy on him, etc. Nick Newman, etc. went through this. Fogarty, Boyd, Windsor, 46. He did really well as well. 2 goals, 11 touches. So even in a really good game for him, goal-wise, he's not going to put up 2 goals a game. He only had a 46, so I am worried about that wing roll. Yes, someone pointed out to me when I said that Windsor wouldn't be necessarily the greatest pick, that Ollie Hollands. But I sort of see Ollie Hollands was a decent pick. I sort of see a similar path with Windsor that Ollie Hollands had, is that he'll have a game where he goes off and scores a 90 or something like that, but he'll also have games where he scores a 40. So he's going to be one of the most volatile 60s you will see in the game, just because that wing roll, if he gets the dominant wing, he'll score a 90, but if he gets the sort of regressive wing, I guess you could say, or the wing that gets less favoured, he's going to score a 40 or something just because of that. And you also got him potentially in that small forward role. And small forwards, he's not going to get as targeted as much as Pickett. Even Chandler's ahead of him, I would say, in that small forward role. And then obviously you got Fritz and the Talls. So it would be tough for him to score terribly well. But he was really efficient, and that's why I think he scored the 74 in Supercoach. Elijah Holland's out with the drug ban, was it? I believe he's suspended for round 0, so he has no real relevance. Cunningham, Tomlinson, whatever, I can't say it. 42, looks to be playing key defender, it seems. So yeah, that's another key, and that could be why Petty coming back. I think they play 3 talls if Petty gets up. So I reckon that means 3 talls and Bailey Fritsch. I reckon that means that Roberts has no chance. So that's my opinion on that one. Again, just showing that Melbourne can go tall. And they will potentially go tall against the Swans. And if they go tall, Roberts isn't a chance, as you've got Cunningham, Lloyd, Florent, and Campbell all ahead of Roberts. So Roberts is just bound for the best, if that is the case, if they do go tall. Kay Chandler didn't really get himself involved. Mark Pitnet, Blake Howes, I think he's actually on my... No, it's not actually at the moment. I'm just trying to find... Honestly, it may be the case that we go so cheap in the back line. The defender rookies are just so hard to find at the moment. But, so Blake Howes hopefully can just get a game or 2 to start and get that cash flow going. Cottrell, Fantasia, Binns, Brown, Wilson, Varel. Varel, I think, is their backup ruck. And as you can see here, they didn't really play him much, obviously, because they were trying to play their best 22. But I don't think they want to have that drop down to Varel as much from Gawn, obviously. So they'll try and manage Gawn a little bit more in comparison to when Gawn was playing with Luke Jackson. And then also when he was playing with Brodie Grundy, they had a little bit more security in their backup ruck. So that basically sums up the Carlton versus Melbourne game. A very, very quick-ish review, as this game, we didn't really learn too much with a lot of players out, I believe. We also had Zach Williams in the 2s for Carlton. He got through unscathed, so hopefully he's back. It's sort of mixed messages with him at the moment, but it seems positive, but I'm not 100% sure. I want to talk to some Carlton fans about that. So yeah, I will talk to them and get a greater understanding of that, because we do have opening round in, 6 days. So yeah, got to get an understanding on the case for Zach Williams. But yeah, that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.